Mount Etna just erupted like never before, and what scientists found inside the lava has them terrified. Inside the lava, they found a luminous, unknown material. Now, they say the findings don't add up, and what's forming under Etna might not be natural at all. But to understand the insane substance that Mount Etna just spewed, we first need to set the scene. For millennia, the mountain has towered above Sicily in Italy, both as a natural, picturesque feature and, unfortunately, a destroyer that breathes fire. Its eastern flank is well known and bears a haunting reminder of its violent past, the Valle de Bove. This is a vast scar that came about following a cataclysmic collapse around 7200 BCE. It is filled with jagged cliffs and ancient lava beds that channels the fury of the volcano even today. Throughout the centuries, Etna has reminded everyone of its unpredictability. Its eruption goes back to as far as 1669, when a colossal eruption unleashed rivers of molten rock that swallowed villages and reached the outskirts of Catania. Centuries later, in 1928, lava buried the town of Mascali within hours, erasing it almost entirely from the map. Then came one of the darkest periods of the regions surrounding the mountain, 1991 to 1993. During this period, the mountain erupted continuously, resulting in a relentless outpouring of lava that threatened entire communities. It was not until human ingenuity entailing diversion barriers and explosives finally tamed the advancing flow. Even as recently as 2021, the mountain reminded the world of its raw geological vitality through a series of explosions that sent fountains of lava jetting hundreds of feet into the air, reminding everyone that it never truly rests. Mount Etna has also been described as temperamental, and for good reason. It can easily shift from gentle volcanic activity, where it spews short and rhythmic bursts of lava, to violent paroxysms in a matter of hours. With each outburst, the mountain rewrites what researchers initially thought they knew about its behavior. To add to the complexity, its magma chamber lies in a complex network of conduits that are constantly recharged from deep within the Earth's crust. This makes it capable of both gradual effusive flows and sudden explosive surges. But despite all this, nothing in Etna's recorded history prepared experts for what happened recently. What had initially begun as a routine tremor quickly escalated into a full-scale eruption, one that dwarfed nearly every event that had occurred before. The ground shuddered while the air thickened with ash, and molten rivers poured through the Val de Bove violently. However, geology experts watching from observatories and drones realized something was completely different this time. As drones and thermal sensors monitored the lava streams, researchers noticed an unnatural glow emanating from within the molten rock. Unlike the familiar incandescence of lava, this strange luminescence pulsed faintly, shimmering with hues not typically seen in volcanic emissions. Experts initially thought they had seen it all when it came to Mount Etna. Yet, with this observation, they were caught completely flat-footed. They had no idea and can only rely on analysis. Preliminary data only made things worse. There was no match with anything in the database. It hinted at something foreign. It dawned on the team that they were dealing with something that did not match Etna's known geological fingerprint. The strange nature of this substance meant that the event was now categorized as high priority. As such, the first thing that needed to be done was to evacuate residents and tourists from the danger zone and onto safer areas. What made this even riskier was the fact that as the evacuation was going on, pyroclastic flows thundered down the eastern slope, tearing through the Val de Bove at blistering speeds. In just over a minute, the superheated torrent had raced more than 1 mile. Reports from those who witnessed it stated that the event felt almost unreal. They described it as an elemental fury that sought to reduce everything in its path to cinders. Inside the control rooms of monitoring stations, everyone was confused. Experts from Italy's National Institute of Geophysics and Volcanology pored over incoming data, but nothing aligned with known volcanic behavior. The chemical readings were inconsistent, as the thermal signature of the glow did not correspond with any recorded phenomenon. Simply put, the team was flying blindly and had no idea what it was dealing with. What exactly was emerging from the Earth's core that day remained a mystery. Some speculated it might signify a deeper geological transformation in Etna's volatile evolution. Others feared it could be an omen of something larger brewing beneath Sicily's crust. As the smoke settled and the mountain continued to grumble, one thing became undeniable. This was not an ordinary eruption. Etna had just revealed something unprecedented, an enigma that challenged everything scientists thought they knew about how the Earth behaves when it breaks. And this mystery had just sent everyone back to square one. The question that everyone was asking was, what really was this that Etna had just spewed? But before we answer that, make sure you're subscribed to the channel for more videos like this. For volcanologists, this was not a moment of wonder, but of urgent investigation. Something new had emerged from the Earth's crust. The response was swift, and teams from Italy's National Institute of Geophysics and Volcanology, joined by experts from Germany, Japan, and the United States, descended on the site within 48 hours. They set upon analyzing fragments of the luminous material retrieved from cooling lava, and what they found only deepened the mystery. The substance emitted faint electromagnetic activity. But there was a catch to that. It was not radioactive. Its glow persisted at lower temperatures, thus defying the typical cooling behavior of molten silicates. Electron microscopy later revealed microscopic crystalline lattices forming in patterns unlike any mineral previously documented in Etna's long geological record. Early hypotheses started flooding in. A faction of scientists suggested that this might be a rare earth element reaction, more of a byproduct that comes about due to extreme pressure mixing deep mantle material with volatile gases. On the other hand, there were those that argued that this mirrored a form of plasma discharge that had been triggered by static buildup during the eruption's violent ascent. A third faction came up with yet another proposal, one that bordered more toward the terrestrial front. They held that there might have been a unique chemical crystallization caused by the interaction of different magma chambers beneath Etna's surface. After all, the volcano's plumbing system has been found to be notoriously complex, with overlapping conduits and hybrid magma reservoirs that occasionally merge in an unpredictable behavior. Theories were not limited to Etna. As experts gathered more samples following the eruption and conducted more tests, they also drew comparisons to other rare volcanic oddities. One name that kept cropping up was the blue lava of Indonesia's Kawah Ijen. This lava had been caused by ignited sulfuric gases that produce an electric blue flame at night. And that was not all. They also drew a comparison from the eerie luminous flows once observed at Mount Nyiragongo in the Congo. Yet all these comparisons led to a dead end. You see, Etna's glow was different. It was neither an illusion or a gas fire. It originated from within the rock itself, and this pointed toward a deeper chemical or even physical transformation taking place miles beneath Sicily. As the investigation continued, the world's attention turned to Etna once again. Media reports speculated about ancient elements or even the possibility of new energy sources hidden in the Earth's core. Aware of the increasing public panic, the Italian government moved to restrict access to the eruption zone and reaffirmed that this phenomenon posed no immediate danger. But for locals living in Etna's shadow, this did nothing to calm the situation. By the end of the first week, one conclusion emerged among researchers. The luminous material was real, measurable, and entirely unprecedented, and its composition had just pushed the boundaries of what the experts thought they knew. And now, as labs in Italy and around the world began examining the data that had been collected, it soon became clear that understanding this anomaly might require rewriting what we thought we knew about how our planet burns, breathes, and evolves beneath the crust.